So the Mass Effect Legendary Edition has been out for nearly 3 months now, so it's given a lot of people time to play the game thoroughly, or even play the game more than once or twice, or however many times. Also too, we have had about 15 years to play these games since it first came out, so there's a lot of experience and knowledge as fans have in this world. So today I'm going to go through my personal top 10 favorite missions in the Mass Effect franchise. And I mean Mass Effects 1, 2, and 3. Now, there are so many missions to choose from in Mass Effect, and this was just such a hard list to make. And honestly, I could see my list changing 1 week from now, or 2 weeks, or a month. My list might always change, but how it is right now is how I feel about my favorite missions. So I'm gonna start with number 10 and make my way up to number 1. Number 1 being my favorite mission in all of Mass Effect. So number 10, Lair of the Shadow Broker. For a DLC, this was really well done. Not just for the playtime and the cutscenes you have with Liara, but because of the additional assets you can gain even after this mission is complete. Since Mass Effect 2 didn't feature Liara as a squad mate or even a main character, it was nice to get a DLC where you could continue your friendship or relationship with her. It definitely adds more emotion to your playthrough, especially if you romance Liara and have chosen to move on and romance someone different. The Shadow Broker base hovering over the stormy planet of Hagalaz and the boss battle between you, your squad, and the Yogg is a ton of fun. Even small details like the Shadow Broker commenting on the specific squad mate you choose to bring is really cool. This mission helps bridge the gap between sweet and kind Liara to powerful and dangerous T'Soni. At 9, I have the Collectorship. The middle of the game story-wise, this is where we all find out that the Collectors are repurposed Protheans now serving the needs of the Reapers. Since Shepard closed the Citadel portal for their arrival at the end of Mass Effect, they needed to resort to their agents hiding in the Milky Way. What a better enemy than a re-engineered version of the vastly superior race the game always talks about, the Protheans. The eerie and creepy surroundings of the ship, combined with the desperate escape you need to make when the ship begins to come back online, is the best part of this mission. If Mass Effect had a zombie mode, it would definitely feel something like this mission. At 8, I decided to put Horizon. This is where you get the full-scale picture of just what the Collectors are up to. There is still some mystery of what exactly they were doing with the human colonies, but what's important is that they needed to be stopped. Having suspicions that they were agents for the Reapers was pretty much confirmed in this mission when you saw the size of their ship, their weaponry, the husks, and once again, the fact that they were kidnapping human colonies. It was a cool tie-in with Ashley or Kaidan being stationed on Horizon to tie in a connection to the human colony that the Collectors coincidentally attacked. And it's also fun to tell them off at the end of the mission when they try to make you feel bad for literally saving their ass. At 7, I have Vermeire, and it's obvious why this mission is so loved. With so many different types of outcomes, it could change things and character appearances in future games. Saving or sacrificing Captain Kirrahe can inflict a story change with Thane and the Salarian Counselor in Mass Effect 3. Depending on how you handle Rex's frustration and anger, can result in his loyalty to you or his death by either you or Ashley, and even the fact that his brother Reeve becomes a leader of Tachunka when that is not the best option by far. And the choice between saving Ashley or Kaidan, which I mean, who cares about them? By the time you have played this entire series once, twice, or multiple times, you can see that there are so many other characters to care about that leave Ashley and Kaidan pretty much forgotten about. But the decision on who to save between them is still such a memorable moment because this was our first huge decision. And unlike future decisions in Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3, sometimes you can find a way to compromise and make a decision that that results in the perfect outcome. Vermeire is one of the first times where we can't do that at all, and it's either one or the other. Also, you do get to speak to Sovereign, where you find out he is not just a ship but a living being, and you also get a little information on how indoctrination works and how deeply indoctrinated Saren was. At 6, I have Leaving Earth. The beginning of Mass Effect 3 is an amazing start to the game. When the Reapers land on Earth, it wasn't just human civilization in jeopardy. You knew this was happening all over the galaxy. Watching 2-kilometer monsters landing on Earth put into perspective how massively scoped this game would be when it came to the story missions. The Reapers took Earth with ease and showed that this was going to be a long, tiresome adventure to bring peace to the galaxy. Also, the emotional impact this mission has when the Reaper destroys the shuttle that the little boy tries to escape on speaks to the emotion you would feel throughout the entire game. At 5, I have The Attack. This one is Mass Effect 2's beginning, and it's so grand and so thrilling that there aren't many games I have played in my lifetime that have left me as speechless as this. Mass Effect 2 was the first Mass Effect I ever played, considering I'm a PlayStation owner, and even though I had absolutely no idea what the hell was going on, it still sucked me in immediately. While this mission is pretty much all cutscene and just a small amount of gameplay of you walking from the second floor of the ship to the pilot's deck to save Joker, this mission is so monumental to the future of your character. It showed how much of a threat the Reapers already viewed Shepard to be, and it showed how Cerberus believed in Shepard's leadership abilities so much that he was worth trillions of dollars for resurrection. At 4, I have Tachunka. Mass Effect 3, more than the previous 2 games, is really about tying up loose ends and pulling off alliances that haven't been done in thousands of years. Ever since the first Mass Effect, the Genophage was constantly mentioned as a species-wide deterrent on the Krogan. We all knew the day was coming where the Genophage would be cured, considering there is so much dialogue in Mass Effect 1 and 2 about curing the Genophage. Not only is this mission great because you get to experience it with characters like Mordin and Rex, but of all times to cure the Genophage, it's during a Reaper war while the Reapers move in on Tachunka. Learning of their plan to use the Shroud, a Reaper stands on guard to keep anything away. Bobbing and weaving the Reaper to gain the assistance from Calros, and watching Shepard run towards the Shroud with a kaiju-like battle between Calros and the Reaper, nature versus science. Shepard, along with the scientific research and sacrifice from Mordin, cures the Genophage and creates a lifetime ally, friend, and legendary status within Krogan culture. Also, this mission was so epic that I could only imagine what it would look like on the big screen. So moving into the top 3, I placed Ilios and the Citadel at number 3. Most of us took the time to explore a brand new galaxy and were immediately drawn into what Mass Effect has to offer. With all the mysteries of the Prothean race, the beacons, what Sovereign truly is, and the 50,000-year-old war against the Reapers, they finally pay off in the end. All of our learning and searching leads us to Ilios, where we get one of the most important dialogue scenes in all of Mass Effect. The Prothean VI explains nearly everything we need to know about how dangerous the Reapers are and what we can expect in the future. Racing off to the Citadel to find one of the most secure, if not the most secure place in the galaxy under terrorist attack by Saren, Sovereign, and the Geth. The satisfaction you receive to know now that the Milky Way races see Sovereign with their own eyes, proving Shepard is not crazy. This mission is fantastically done in the end, with one human leading the race to victory, stopping Saren and Sovereign from opening a doorway for an imminent Reaper invasion. But one had to wonder, if one Reaper could withstand fire from an entire galaxy-wide fleet, what could an army of Reapers withstand? At 2, I have Ranoc. There is so much that happens in this mission that sometimes I wish there could have been a whole game dedicated to this planet. Not only does Shepard fight a Reaper face to face, but he is required to save and destroy an entire civilization. Of course, nearly all of us are choosing the option to save both. That is, if you have enough Paragon or Renegade, but the idea that one person, even though Shepard is no ordinary human, has to make this cultivated, altering decision that could change the galaxy forever is insane. Even the fact that bringing the Quarians and Geth together was deemed impossible or completely unnatural by 99% of the galaxy, and Shepard still pulls it off. And at this point in the game, not only does Shepard defeat another Reaper on his long list of victories, but this is where the Reapers finally realize this long war with Shepard will only end with one massive final showdown. Shepard, time and time again, makes the impossible possible. Then at number 1, I decided to put the suicide mission, or the collector base, if you will, at the end of Mass Effect 2. This mission, in my opinion, is the pinnacle of Mass Effect endings. It's pretty much everything you want Mass Effect to be. Mass Effect is huge in content and lore, which requires spending countless hours learning about the galaxy and the characters around you. So much time is spent upgrading your weapons, armor, and abilities, along with earning the trust of your squad mates. All of that, depending on your choices, can flourish into the next game or quickly fall apart. This mission is the literal definition of a suicide mission because of how fast things can crash and burn. No one is safe, including yourself. No one has immunity or a free pass to the next game. Preparation and patience is key. This mission truly shows the sacrifices that need to be made and the true feeling that there will be more than likely no return. But of course, leave it to your Shepard to once again make the impossible possible. And that's what this mission and Mass Effect 2 as a whole is all about. So that's my top 10 list of Mass Effect missions, and before I end this video, I do have a couple of honorable mentions. And honestly, the honorable mentions could be almost every Mass Effect mission ever made because so many of them are so good, but I do have 4 very specific ones. One is the Citadel DLC. I think the Citadel DLC is so much fun, and I love the idea that Shepard and every one of his squad mates have one final last hurrah type of adventure before the ending of the game, and I love the whole party they throw. My only thing is sometimes that DLC can drag a little bit when you have to constantly go back and forth between meeting characters at your apartment or going into the city and meeting them there. Then again, when I play it, I don't mind it, but when I think about it, it's kind of a drag sometimes. At number 2, I would also have the Arrival DLC. I think that DLC is so epic and it's so much fun, and it was a very different take on just playing Shepard with no squad mates. Especially too, since all 3 Mass Effects are about using a team, playing as a team, and utilizing their abilities. The only thing about the Arrival DLC is I do find that in Mass Effect 3, it is nearly unimportant. They hardly ever mention it. There is the one scene where you are at gunpoint by a Batarian, where you talk about what happened in Batarian space, but other than that, it doesn't feel like the most important mission, and you would think a mission like that would constantly be talked about in the future. At number 3, I also have Thessia. I think Thessia is such an awesome mission. The biggest downfall about Thessia is I do wish we spent more time there. The way you spent more time on Ranoc or Tachunka in Mass Effect 3. Considering Asari are one of the most dominant creatures and species in the Milky Way galaxy, you would think you would spend more time on the Asari homeworld or simply have more to do with the Asari, but unfortunately it was only one mission and it truly did leave me wanting a lot more. And the last honorable mention that I do have on my list is Take Back Earth, which is the final mission in all of Mass Effect. I think on scope and scale, it is huge, it is massive, it is a lot of fun, there's a lot of emotion to it. I think the biggest issue with it is that it takes a lot of what we loved about the Mass Effect 2 ending, and it doesn't consider it in Mass Effect 3. Mass Effect 2, the last mission was split up into parts where you could take different squad mates, and it would have been amazing if you could do that with your team at the end of Mass Effect 3. Also, too, biggest complaint about Mass Effect 3 is the fact that not every squad mate is in the game. Even certain squad mates from 2 should have easily been in 3, and that takes a lot away with how you say goodbye to them at the end of the third game. I could sit here for hours and explain to you what I do like, what I don't like, all the types of missions in Mass Effect that are fantastic or they could have simply done better on, but this video would never end if that was the case. But that is it for this video, guys. If you do like my Mass Effect content or my content in general, please leave a like and remember to subscribe to keep up to date with future content. And also, shoot down in the comments below and let me know what your favorite missions in Mass Effect are. But just like usual, everybody, until next time.
I should go.